Smite fans, and now I'm joined by the mid laner of the Olympus Bolts. We have Venenu here, who is going to be walking me through the mid lane ranked tier list for the mages specifically, only mages right now.
Yep.
We just did the ADCs with Barrett. He had a fun old time doing that. So now we're going to walk us through, and we're going to start with Agni. What are you thinking about Agni?
I actually think with the flat pen buffs, that everything that happened in the split so far, definitely worth playing Agni. I actually think he's probably in, like, if there was an A+ tier.
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely situational. He still can get dove and everything like that, but with the flat pen changes and everything like that, definitely can go crazy.
Agni used to be like a solid A tier. Now these flat pen buffs, you get like 2 flat pen items on Agni. He is just popping off. He can win the 1v1 really hard, so I feel that. All right, now we have Opwash.
Yeah.
I have not seen him played.
Yeah,
you got to give me something, though.
I mean, he's probably just terrible. Obviously, if there's healers in the game, there's always an argument for him.
Yeah.
But, I mean, with the current meta right now and everything like that, probably just not worth playing him. Immobile.
Yeah,
can't really do much.
Basically, don't whip out Opwash ever. I understand. Yeah. Until some significant changes happen, or if there's like an Afro.
Yeah, if you're trying to win some ranked games, definitely don't play Opwash.
Okay, so this is a ranked tier list, so this is important.
Yeah.
All right, on the flip side, though, Anubis, similar but different.
Yeah, so Anubis can go crazy. Definitely if you go Magus first item with like Vamp Strat or something, you can actually snowball the game yourself. So I guess in like lower end ranked games, he would be like A tier in my opinion, because you can just blow out games, people don't know the counters to him.
All right, so you loaded to a game, you're off roll, and your mid laner unlocks Anubis.
Yeah.
You have faith in him.
Yeah.
Okay,
If it's a lower end game, you don't know counters, he's definitely up there. I would put him in B just because in top end games, he'll get hard countered. In lower end games, he'll just roll again.
All right, so Ben gives the Anubis a seal of approval, everyone. Make sure you're taking note of that. What about Aphrodite? Haven't seen too much Afro this season.
Yeah, I think she's just too slow. She can't really go the flat pen item first because she just gets outscaled, and her mana kind of is a really big problem.
Yeah.
So if you delay the build and you go like a Chronos pendant, you kind of can just get rolled by Divine and stuff first. So honestly, I would put her at like C.
So the early game is just too bad. You can't get to that late game where she can just like kiss a carry and just hard fight.
Obviously, late game she can go off, but not worth it.
Hard to get there. Okay.
Yeah.
Now Baron, I consider him more of a support / solo laner, but he is sometimes played in mid. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, he did get buffed recently with the movement speed and a little bit more damage on his tick. I actually think he's pretty good. Okay. You can go flat pen first item and not burn through all your mana.
Okay.
And he actually does quite a bit of damage. The only problem is he can just get run down pretty fast.
Yep.
Force ult. I would put him in C. Don't think he's really that much value. And yeah, he kind of just...
Okay, so still not quite at that Anubis level of damage.
I would say C+ for Baron,
okay.
But
all right. Makes sense. Chronos, not really even a mid laner to me. I put him here anyways. Do you think there's any value there?
I think with old Bumba's Hammer tech, where at the very beginning of the season, you can just like roll the CDs off cooldown. Can't really do that anymore. He kind of gets outscaled. I would put him in D.
All right, so... Chronos stick to the duo lane, even though Bear also said he was E, so probably just don't play Chronos right now if you want to get your
I would put him in E if there was, but for this,
okay. Chang'e, a little bit different.
Yeah, I think she has some plays with Stefan Mirrodin buff. She also does good with flat pen buffs. So with Blink and Stefan Mirrodin and stuff, you can get your abilities off cooldown and like start swiping. Honestly, she's probably like C + B. I would put her in B, actually.
I think,
just a lot of the Blink plays, you can one-shot a backliner.
You can definitely catch someone off guard just rolling up the lane with a Blink waxing move.
For sure.
If they don't have their hand on the Aegis, you can definitely 100-0 them with this new meta. So I feel that. I like where Chang'e's at right now. What about Discordia?
I'm not the biggest fan of this. I hate playing Disco in ranked. I despise it for sure. Overall, she's definitely a good character. I put her in B. She just enhances your side lanes usually.
Yeah, she's got the disco passive, but her herself not
exactly.
Okay.
She can get people rolling, but I wouldn't go outside that.
All right, so Ben's not picking it, but if you pick it, he won't get too mad at you. All right. Isat, this is an interesting one because she gets played in a few different roles right now.
Yeah, she gets played jungle, support, and mid.
Yep.
I actually think she's actually really good right now. I would put her up in A as well. Her 3 is super good, really good peel, everything like that. Gives your team a huge shield.
Yep.
Really big damage on the 2 if you max the Spirit Ball. Decent mobility with the 1, decent survivability with the ult. Definitely really good objective secure. Overall, a good character for sure, and utilizes flat pen as well.
Yeah, I mean, most of these mages right now, if they're good right now, they can use that flat pen. You should just keep that one in mind. Huge buff to Hebo here.
Yeah, okay.
What are your thoughts about this? I'm just going to let you take this one away.
Honestly, I think he's like, he's probably like S- if I were to put him somewhere, just because he can move with that 3. Actually, so much gap close. If you knock someone up, you can one at them instantly. just so much burst on him, so much mobility. Like,
So
it's
if this was
crazy.
before the buff, you're thinking like what?
Yeah, I'm probably like D.
Okay, but because he can do that now, that was the game changer.
Yeah,
okay.
it's actually crazy.
Make sure you're picking Hebo right
Yeah,
now.
that's almost like a ranked auto win gun. Just don't want to be, facing a Fenrir at all.
Oh, yeah. Besides that, all right. What about Zhong? Zhong's pretty powerful.
Yeah, there's some play with him, especially with. I've seen some people going like Eye of the Jungle, going double flat pen into poly third, and you card blink and then stun and then auto attack them. They're one shotted. Definitely think he's actually pretty good. I would put him in like B+. I don't think he's quite at A, especially since he kind of gets owned by those two characters that are already there.
Yep.
So I think he definitely has potential though to go crazy. His late game kind of just suffers with him being like not as tanky or can't get that tanky.
Yeah. Anyone that's above him right now outranges him pretty hard.
Pretty much.
So he doesn't want to step up to the lane that freely. Here's another one that definitely outranges him.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Thoth.
Yeah, Thoth is like the end-all, be-all of like rank stomping characters.
Yep.
That god goes crazy in ranked. Again, don't want to be facing a Fenrir
or
a Kama, but he is a ranked end-all, be-all character. I would put him in S easy.
Yeah, if you're in a game where you're able to dash on the wave, you can pretty much just carry. That's because the junglers aren't paying attention and you can just free cast.
Yeah, pretty much.
I 100% agree with you on that one.
And the first wave as well, if you get two first, you can insta-dash, get beads right away. It's definitely a sick character for winning.
Mm-hmm. Tiamat, another pretty solid character. Kind of fell off a little bit.
Yeah, so the thing with Tiamat is she's definitely very good with flat pen. I mean, there's no doubt. I think she's just like not the pristine rank character because she does take a little bit to get going.
I'd say so.
Obviously, she gets going, she runs the game, but because it's ranked and things are usually a little bit faster and you can't really farm out and get going, probably put her in A.
Okay,
she's definitely an overall good character.
Yeah. In a comp scene where you can control the pacing of the game, Tiamat gets online, definitely better. But obviously in the ranked setting, you can't really tell everyone what to do. Everyone's not playing up to that standard. She needs a few items to get online.
For sure, for sure.
All right. What about Sol? Again, me and Bear talked about her in the duo lane, but now we're talking mid specifically.
So she's definitely good. Obviously, Typhon's got a little bit of a nerf, and I think Hecate got a little bit of a nerf as well going into the season. I can't quite remember, but she definitely is good. She can snowball a game for sure. Like that's her main thing in ranked and everything. She runs games, Magus, Typhons, kind of just rolls you. For that purpose, I would put her in probably A+, to be honest with you, just because she can run a game really fast with Gilded and just kind of like steamroll you.
Yeah, if you get an early kill right now in Sol, you pretty much just get the tower for free. Like if they back
at
any point, your heat
you
just
can
goes
sit
crazy.
there and hit it. And you win boxing matches versus the junglers right now too. So she's definitely a very good character.
Okay. What about Scylla? Pretty hit or miss character, I would say.
Yeah, if you're good and you can hit everything, for sure. And if you have the CC, obviously ranked, there's no comms to back you up.
Yep.
Honestly, I hate when Scylla's on my team. I would put it in C. Just because it's not relying on you. You kind of have to, similar to the problem to Tiamat, but Tiamat doesn't need the setup. Scylla needs setup usually and needs some time to get going.
Yeah, if you're going for blind I'm a monsters, really you shouldn't be hitting those two consistently. You can kind of just like look and juke. But if you have like the blink Ymirs, those sort of things setting up for you, Scylla can definitely pop off. But make sure you are in comms with your support of your jungle, I would say. Yeah. All right, what about Poseidon?
So there's some new tech coming out with Eye of the Jungle and maxing your 2 first.
Yep.
So I've actually been enjoying that. I actually have a lot of fun with him. He's very fast on the map, going Zoom Orb and then just a bunch of different builds and stuff. Personally, I like him for ranked. I actually think he's pretty good. Probably in B+ if there was one.
Yep.
But he's definitely very good, very fast, can kind of like speed run games if he gets going. And with the 2 max, you're not relying on your abilities that are kind of lackluster.
Yep.
And your objective burn when you get Seer online is crazy. So
the auto attack build on Poseidon, solid, but you also get that burst from the Kraken as well. He's pretty versatile, just kind of easy to sit on.
Yeah, level 5 spike, that's perfect for ranked because you can get steam rolling off
and
that.
No one gets Aegis, it's always beads.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
All right, what about Baba Yaga?
Yeah, Baba, I would put in D for ranked. Honestly, nearly unplayable because she takes so long to get going. I cannot stand playing that character.
If you can't think of a single nice thing to say about her, we can just move on. This is your list. This is not mine. So if you can't hype her up, then hey, don't pick Baba. Ben does not give you the seal of approval. All right, what about Hell?
If you're a good Hell player,
if you're hitting the heals and the
she's S. Definitely just kind of rolls games, in my opinion. If you're a good Hell player, she'll just play the game by herself and just kill you.
Yep. So, make sure you're hitting your abilities if you're going to whip this out. Don't just do it on an experimental basis. Yeah.
If you've played the character before and you can run her a mid, she definitely does a bunch of damage and definitely kills the other people really fast. Definitely very, very good character.
Yeah, I agree with that one. All right, what about Hera?
Yeah, Hera received some buffs recently. I think before she was basically unplayable.
She definitely needed the buffs, no doubt.
I think she's C. I think she has some scenarios where she can get going. She usually has a good matchup into You know, obviously the immobile characters like
Poseidon,
Anubis, stuff like that. But, you know, just because she's immobile, she can't really move around the map too much and stuff like that. Don't really like her too much for ranked just because of that. But her late game is crazy if you can get to it, as long as you're not being the one getting dove.
As long as you don't waste Argus, I think you can get use out of her kit. But if you ever waste that, you're just like, well, guys, I'll see you in 45 seconds, something like that. But here's a controversial one. What about Janus?
Yeah, so there's both two sides to it. I feel like everyone talks about it. You either go crazy on him and people love him, or you hate to have him because he doesn't do any damage. I've been on that side of things with doing different builds. I've either done no damage or done do a bunch. I think with this character, I think he's probably in A just because he has the option to be able to split push and run around the map and just be like very annoying and proactive. You can hit the snipes and stuff like that on backline as well. You can auto win. People usually are pretty slow at Aegis-ing.
That's true.
So I would put him in there just because he can hyper farm. Hyper farming in ranked usually equates to winning ranked games. So.
Just use your portals, get to all the farm on the map, make sure you're ahead, and then at that point you have to make them adhere to your play style. But there's also those Januses that don't do that. And those are the ones you're saying, if you're just going to be going to the wave, playing typical Janus and hitting every, you
definitely don't want to be dying on Janus.
Yeah, you should never die on Janus.
Just don't die early and you'll be happy.
All right. What about Ryze? Haven't seen him in a while.
Honestly, I think with all the nerfs and everything that happened to him, he's probably just B.
Okay.
I think he can do stuff. I think he's too slow at getting the damage numbers out. Obviously, his late game is very strong. He does get a lot of damage out. But due to that, I don't think
he's got 4 damage abilities. You'd think the double flat pen will work on him, but the damage does take a while.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, the one, it's got a drum. His ult, it's got a drum.
Yeah.
You know,
he's got some drums. If this was a drum tier list, he'd be
He's definitely up top.
All right, what about Merlin? Another one of those characters, strong late game, kind of rough early.
Yeah, so he can win the first wave, which can equivalent to stuff, but he really doesn't have any kill potential in the first wave. As you said, he takes a while to get going, so I don't really like him too much for ranked. Honestly, for ranked winning games, I put him in probably like C plus B.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to judge. I think because his late game is good, probably B, but I think because...
I'll give you that because his level 2 is really awkward because you either go for more damage or you get your dash to try to get off. If you go for your dash, your clear sucks. But then if you get double damage, you either get that kill or you're dying. There's no in between.
Yeah, so his late game's good. I give him that. So that's when you can solo carry a game there.
Oh, yeah.
Early game, terrible. Mid game, kind of okay. It depends if you're high performing or not. So.
All right, so if you get online, you can whip out Merlin. Bordering C. So we're clear. All right, what about Morgan Le Fay? Pretty strong last season, but hasn't been too much in the favor. What's going on?
I actually think she's pretty good right now. She does really good into the junglers. I think when there's like tankier junglers in the game, she kind of struggles versus that. She doesn't really have that damage in the early game. Mid game can be pretty rough. Her late game damage is really high, but I think because she can self-peel herself, she's one of the better characters for ranked. I would put her honestly in A, just because she can self-peel and she can play by herself. She doesn't need the setup. She does her own setup. She can peel for the other people around her. And a very good anti-jungler god, and you love those characters.
Yeah, when someone's jumping on you consistently, you can just do the dragon flight at your feet. You have the fear. If your support's going aggressive and not peeling for you, you can kind of do it yourself. I like where you put her there.
And decent wave 1 kill potential with the 1/3 with the clone drop. You can definitely get some kills.
People forget about the clone a lot.
Dude, that clone hits hard in the game.
All right, Persephone. Now, this is a character I did not expect to be this good. Because they kind of got their kit, completely changed her around, and people were like, she's bad. And now the pro players are not saying that. So talk to me about this.
With the flatpen changes, her 1 damage is super high. Unfortunately, can't go over walls or through walls, so she doesn't have the best over the wall damage to follow up. But in ranked, people are usually just going on you, so you can get the 1s off really easily. The 2 over the wall damage is pretty good, and your 2/3 burst is really good. And obviously, Perse ult, always a good ult. I mean, that ult is huge and very, very good. Honestly, I put her in S. Just because of how much damage she can do.
She does do a crazy bit of damage.
And again, she doesn't need the setup. She has a really good self-peel if you just play for yourself and play greedy. She's a perfect character for it.
Got nothing to add. I think you hit the nail on the head for that one. Here's, the Morgan. I think depending on who you have on your team and on the enemy team, your transformations kind of dictates how good this character is.
Yeah, honestly, I think she's just B. Just for ranked, just because, again, like you said, very dependent on what's in the game. And if you're a good Mori, she's really good. If you're bad Mori, she's unplayable.
Yeah, if you have like a Heimdall constantly revealing you, that's annoying. But when you can turn into like the Kamazots and the Hoonbats, those sort of things, you can really get the use out of it. So I like that placing as well. Cuckoo, I can honestly say I have not seen a Kukulkan in my games in like a year. So talk me through this one.
Yeah, I just played him recently. And he is terrible. Yeah, honestly,
Not even sugarcoating it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
He doesn't do enough damage with his NATO when people are diving him, so that sucks until late game he does it, but yeah. But his one ult, they still do damage, but he's just kind of immobile and slithering around.
Yeah, it's really difficult to confirm it as well.
Yeah.
Unless you're barrel stopping the Spear of the Nine Winds, it's kind of hard to confirm that, so you need some solid setup. All right, Nuwa.
Yeah, I don't like her either. I put her in D.
Really?
To be honest, just because it's slow.
No, that's true.
She is slow. But if obviously get to late game, she's definitely up there.
Yeah, of course.
But I don't know. How I view ranked is if you're getting run down, the Nuance is not helping you.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean? If she's behind, her ult does nothing. It's pretty much just a vision tool at that point.
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
You're saying that her cooldowns are so high, she can't really get going early, and at that point, she's not even worth getting to that late game point.
Pretty much.
I got you. I agree. All right, what about Raw?
Ra has recently, I think, seen some SEC play. He's always had potential. He's always been kind of like in the meta and out of the meta.
Right.
He like spurts up every once in a while. I think he's like the type of character where like if you haven't played against him in a while, he's really good.
Gets you off guard.
Yeah. So in my opinion, he is a very hyper clearing god. He has a lot of pressure. Honestly, I would put him in A.
Okay.
Just because he can run around the map, farm, get really big. The snipes are super impactful. Raw needs the setup, and it's really easy to follow up off the setup because snipe is pretty instant, so don't really need comms for that. But yeah, definitely a character that I think is pretty good.
Yeah, pretty speedy. He can run to farm.
Yeah.
Low cooldown ultimate, and he's got heals. So he's always going to be decent as long as you're not just like constantly sitting on him. All right, what about Vulcan? Now, we talked about Vulcan before.
Yeah.
And you pretty much said if there's ever a cripple in the game, Vulcan is useless. That's,
So pretty much any cripple, anything that sticks on him, he's basically useless. Probably worse than all the characters in D. I would honestly just leave him there.
Okay. All right, I'll put him here, and then once we get rid of Zeus and Nox, I'll move him down again. But you're just saying Backfire is his main damaging ability, and if there's ever like an Ares chain or anything, like a Poseidon Whirlpool, he can't even use that.
Yeah, he goes crazy. He can go crazy if you're really good at it. Obviously, his kiting is really, really good. He can run around the map. But, you know, his ult never hits.
Yeah, the ult pretty slow damage. The turret, people just kill it. And okay. I see where your head's at, and I agree with you. What about Zeus?
I think he's like up in S.
I have to agree with you,
He has insane wave 1 pressure, which kind of just carries him through it. Insane damage all around. And just a very frustrating character, especially in range when things aren't communicated. You can't just like instant burst the Zeus. The Zeus is living, you're sad. And
if the Zeus ever lives, you're angry. But if everyone tries to kill him and he just does damage to them while he dies, it's still annoying. So you've got this new hybrid build that's coming out too as well, with the Legion Helm Voidstone sort of thing. So Zeus definitely a force to be reckoned with. Yep, for sure.
You want to win rank? That's the one.
All right, so now we have one more pick.
Nox.
That I wouldn't even really consider.
Yeah, honestly, I would just leave her there as well.
Okay, so this is what you're saying. This is what you're saying here. So Vulcan and Nox is unplayable. Okay, so if you're wanting to win rank odds, stick up here, SMA.
Yeah, I agree.
And then these are the sort of, if you're good at these picks, maybe you can make them work. Everything else, you're going to need a team to help you out.
Okay. For sure, I agree.
All right, so don't pick Nox and Vulcan, and everything else makes sense. Well, thank you, Ven, for your time.
Yeah,
if you have any other last-minute changes to make, you could definitely. I think we hit the nail on the head here. Once again, same thing I told Bera. Screenshot this list, and if you have anything wrong, just tweet it at us. And I give Ven my 100% seal of approval as well, so I will back him up on this till the cows come home. So thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. And thank you guys so much for watching.
Hey, wait, what did it win?
You win the respect.
You're telling me an alien wore this?
Perfect. Okay.
Okay, that was a good cut.
Messaging him to mute.
The best graphics you really need, Ultra, of course, and I can probably watch a stream on the side.
Content's gonna look good.
Pretty good, pretty good.